Now, we all want to look our best for the impending summer fun, and a good tan is often at the top of our list. But how does one get it is the question. We've all heard the reports that tanning beds can be dangerous, with the US now wanting to place warnings about cancer risks on the beds, and just recently, Australia is now pushing to ban them altogether. With us in studio this morning to discuss the risks and give us advice on the best way to get a tan is leading dermatologist Dr. Mahendran Moodley. Dr. Moodley, welcome to Expresso.
Thank you.
It's so good to have you here. Now, I know that tanning is something that we all want to do. I mean, even myself, being a brown-skinned girl as well. But what are some of the risks that are attached to tanning beds?
Well, tanning beds emit 5 times the concentration of ultraviolet A radiation that we normally find in the ambient atmosphere. And we now know that they increase your risk of melanoma, the most severe skin cancer, by up to 75%. And it's certainly very, very hazardous. And unfortunately, it is younger patients that tend to present with these melanomas that could be entirely prevented if they were smart and had used some of the preventative measures early on in life to limit the complications of developing a skin cancer.
Now, some salons have UVA or UVB free on their doors. Does this mean that it's safer?
I don't think so. There's any artificial sun tanning device that can say that they are UVA or UVB. In order to get the artificial tan, you need to have ultraviolet A and some percentage of UVB. And most sun tanning machines will contain UVA. So I think that is a bad marketing or actually false marketing.
Now, as we said, Australia is banning it altogether. The US is seriously thinking of putting precautions on it. What's South Africa's position on tanning beds?
Well, unfortunately, we haven't released a consensus statement from the South African Dermatology Association, but I think most colleagues are in favor of the ban on sun beds. We've been trying to educate patients for a long time now. South Africa obviously falls short in a sense that it does take time to come out with these documents, but we do know that as a group, and we see the harmful effects of UV radiation when patients present to us with skin cancer, young patients, elderly patients. So certainly we are trying to move forward with getting this legislation in place. Certainly, informed consent needs to be taken before you actually enter a sunbed, and we find that children under the age of 16 are just going into these sunbeds and using the sunbeds without any proper advice or warning. And in other countries, it is imperative that before they go into the sunbed, that they fill in a form, that they have the proper consent taken, they're aware of the dangers, the risks, etc., before going into the sunbed.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Moodley, for being with us and, of course, showing us telling us the dangers that exist with regards to tanning beds. And hopefully we can find some other measures, like maybe so just walking out in the sun a little bit. Everything, of course, in moderation. Now, for those of us that are a little bit heartbroken because of the Currie Cup this weekend, here's a little bit more on what you missed.